Alright, so what I want to do with this video is basically go over the character of Venom, because what I've realized is that a lot of people don't actually know where Venom started off in comics, unless you were part of the whole 80s, 90s era. So what I'm going to do is basically title this video, Who is Venom Part 1, and if it does well, and if people want to see where this goes, we'll continue by covering like Eddie Brock and Flash Thompson and Lee Price and all that stuff. So Venom first appeared in Secret Wars in 1984, and Secret Wars was basically one of the first big Marvel crossover events, and it was a pretty cool line of stories having some of the top superheroes of the time facing the top supervillains on a planet called Battleworld under the Beyonder. And for what it was a really good story, very popular. But basically, the Venom symbiote had appeared when, after Spider-Man had basically a skirmish along with a bunch of other superheroes, when there was a fight between the heroes and villains, Spider-Man's costume was damaged. And with Battleworld, it was kind of a collection of civilizations all across the galaxy, and so there were different alien races and such. Of course, Spider-Man had no idea what it was when he first donned it. It was really just this black ball of goo that manifested itself into a black costume. And Spider-Man basically dismissed this as not really anything. But when they returned to Earth after Secret Wars, Spider-Man still wore the black costume. And he still did not really know that much about it. But what really ended up happening was this black costume started to act differently. It didn't act like a normal set of clothing he could just take off and leave and put it on when he needed it. The black costume would attach itself to him when he thought about donning his costume. Even when he was wearing his red and blue costume, the black costume would eventually just take over his original costume. And so what had happened was, while he also dismissed this at first, over the course of the history of the black costume, which was called the Alien Costume Saga, we basically saw that the black costume was making Spider-Man very violent, very angry. He would beat supervillains or enemies to near death, and he drove his family away. Of course, during the Alien Costume Saga, we also found out that Mary Jane knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. And so, as the costume started to take more of a toll on him, for those of you that saw Spider-Man 3 and know of that scene where Peter Parker was basically using the church bell to get the Venom symbiote off him, that's exactly what happens in the comics. And except for the symbiote crawling, and the symbiote basically crawls away, and just like in the movie, it attaches itself to Eddie Brock. Now, the character of Eddie Brock, we're not going to go into unless we decide to continue this video into a second part where we talk more about the Eddie Brock saga of the Venom symbiote, going into the Flash Thompson / Agent Venom saga of the Venom symbiote. But basically, Eddie Brock was a reporter who hated Peter Parker because he was ousted by Peter Parker for some illegal activity. And so the Venom symbiote, now cast off by Peter Parker, found a sort of companionship with Eddie Brock, who now also hated Peter Parker. And that is basically where the Venom that we know, what we identify with the most in Marvel Comics, comes from. But anyways, guys, that is all for this video. I know it was pretty short, but do not worry, we still got more videos on the way. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. New videos come out usually every day, or every other day. I try to do them as quick as I can, but you know, school and all that stuff kind of holds me up. But anyways, yeah, if you want me to continue doing videos on Venom, so you understand everything about his character, then just tell me in the comments below. And leave a suggestion for which character or storyline you'd like me to do next. Alright, bye guys.